I was just gonna say welcome on in, Riley.
Oh, welcome, Riley.
Hello.
I had some technical
Hello,
difficulties, but
Riley.
I'm here now.
I've seen you around on Twitter. I'm gonna follow.
Um,
I'm everywhere.
but yeah, you're able to stop banned users from viewing your stream now. It is under the moderation settings in your Twitch dashboard. Um, I think it also does stop like if they make multiple accounts. I think it stops like the newer ones. It would be nice if they just did like, hey, you banned them. It's like an IP ban, so then they can't just like make one from the same computer. They'd have to like obviously somebody's gonna be weird and go through a whole bunch of steps to try to still view your stream, but
IP bans are next to useless. This is something I actually have quite a bit of experience in. Most home internet connections these days don't even use a static IP. You can literally just reboot your modem to get a new IP address.
Yeah, because IP bans would be nice because people can just go incognito mode and watch your stream. But I mean, yeah, it's next to useless.
Uh, Riley, what about you? What kind of feature or tool would you want to see Twitch add to just help protect you and your community?
I mean, honestly, piggybacking off of them, I think it was really nice that they finally made it so that banned users couldn't watch streams. Nothing like off the top of my dome that I can really think of. I think Twitch has made some good changes semi recently, but I mean, there can always be work, of course.
But I think one good thing they added is shield mode. So basically, how that works is if at any point you feel like, hey, my stream is being threatened, there's a button in your Twitch dashboard. You can also have it just built into your stream itself, or you can just do slash shield mode, and it'll turn it on, and you can basically adjust it for kind of who you want to be able to talk.
Me personally, actually, I've been followed bought it, I think, twice in the past 2 months. So I wish that there was. I don't know how exactly Twitch could go around stopping this problem, but if there was something that they could do, that would be really nice.
I think a lot of stuff. It's not that I don't think they're not doing it. I think they just need to make sure the right people are in charge of it, so that it's further up the totem pole rather than being like a hey, let's get this done in like a year.
I think a good idea for that could potentially be like implementing it into shield mode, like a toggle to where like no one can follow you at a certain time. So like if you are getting followed botted, you can just hit shield mode and you can turn off follows or things like that. That might be something that they could think about.
That's actually clever. Yeah, that could work at least for temporarily, for at least as a temporary solution. Uh, Live Space is my primary platform, but generally speaking, the problem isn't necessarily the security features they go with. It's their very slow process of implementing them. When users go, we need a way to stop hate raids, they took God knows how long to get around to doing it.
I remember right around the time I started streaming, it was like right after I hit affiliate. I I was like a little baby streamer, and I had I didn't really kind of. It's not that I didn't know what I was doing, but it was more of just I didn't really know the right safety procedures at the time to take when it came to like moderating Twitch chat and a Discord, and I didn't have any mods at the time, so I I was streaming. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I had some people come to chat, and of course, they started out friendly, whatever, and then they joined my Discord, and they I remember they had joined like a voice chat in my Discord, and I immediately this was like a red flag for me. I was like, they're definitely gonna say not nice things, so I did not join the voice chat. And then after I told them like, hey, you know, yeah, I'm sure you're great people, but respectfully, I just to stay safe, I'm not gonna join the voice chat. And then they immediately started spamming in my chat, like slurs, very anti-Semitic things, racism, just you name it, it was there. I didn't stream, but that was kind of a scary moment for myself and my community, just because I didn't really know exactly what they were capable of. I didn't know if they were going to maybe do more drastic things. So yeah, that was a little bit scary. I ended up having to just like delete my entire Discord and create a new one. Um, but yeah, that was scary. Saribot's great. Every time I've gotten follow about it removes most of them, and the ones that it doesn't take care of, I go to commander route and it takes care of the rest. Very nice.
this was like forever ago, and naive little baby streamer. I ended up trusting people with too much stuff that I shouldn't have. Because I thought that they were my friend. There was like a little falling out, and there was a lot of like animosity from like both sides, and like we had like a shared community at that time too, which didn't really help the situation either. So there was like a point where someone was like saying like, "Oh, you got to pick sides," things like that. It's now all water under the bridge, but like, it was a very scary period of time because like this person, like knew generally where I lived and things like that. So it was just like scary to like. This is also before Twitch had like you can't see streams like thing for banning. So it was a very scary period for me. But yeah, now it's all fine and dandy, water under the bridge, but still, like at that moment in time, it was very scary. It made me kind of like reel myself in and like remember like how important privacy and safety is like moving forward to protect myself, so I don't have to worry about that as much again.
I feel like you don't really take the privacy and safety procedures that you need to take seriously until it actually happens, and then it's like, oh, maybe I should do this.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta learn it the hard way, unfortunately.
Does anyone else have any kind of experience they want to share? As long as it is not too like, what is the right word? I guess traumatizing for you to talk about.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to like cause you to like stress out or anything by bringing it up.
I wish people would realize it's like in the midst of you being super duper immature, you are endangering somebody else's life.
Yeah.
You are endangering, their family, their livelihood. Case in point, this was, way back before I came back to streaming last year. Someone showed up at my job. Someone showed up at my job. They made a huge, huge scene in front of my manager. When they came in the back and told me who it was, I specifically told them, don't tell them that I am here. Of course, somehow he found out that I was there because after that person made the scene, we have a back door that leads to the what is it called? The parking structure? Yeah, it was like to the parking structure. So yeah, I was working at a restaurant that's like in the mall. So I decided to go to the back door because only employees are able to use that door to, get in and get out. I go use the back door. That person was right there waiting for me in their car, just freaking headlights blaring on me. And I end up completely freaking out and I had to run back inside, and thankfully my manager was a bit understanding. The general manager, not so much, but the manager of the day was understanding, and they had to file a police report, and all of that stuff got taken care of. But not gonna lie, it still gives me like anxiety and panicky feelings till this day.
I'm sorry that happened to you. You can share basically people that you have banned in your chat, and others can share theirs with you, just so that, say you're friends with, well, say like I'm friends with everyone on the stream, you can share all of your ban info so that all 8 of your streams ban info is all the same. So if someone comes in there to your stream from theirs that is already banned, it'll say like, oh, suspicious user banned from Aunt Prevail's chat for saying harassing things, or banned from Riley Page's stream for saying sexual things. And it will literally kind of help you keep an eye on those people. Or if you just outright don't want them in your community, you can just be like, okay, ban, and they're banned from your community now as well. So tools like that are very helpful, and are some of the things we've been talking about, though Twitch definitely needs to add in some more of these. If you do want to find those tools and more, just kind of check your Twitch dashboard in the moderation tab. With your personal information, it can be found sometimes very easily, sometimes people make it a little bit harder to find. But what steps can you or just streamers in general take to ensure their personal information remains secure while engaging with their audience on just any sort of platform, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, etc.?
If someone asks for your mother's maiden name, don't give it to them.
I have like personal information for me, such as maybe last name or anything involving my address, where I live, phone number. I have all of that banned or in my blocked words, and then I have them set as private so that my bots can't see them either.
Yeah,
But
block terms is a very nice tool, especially privating them. That and also just making, like, if you are a content creator, when you start out, making completely separate social media accounts that aren't linked to like your personal email that may or may not have like parts of your information in it, or like your phone number or anything like that that is easily accessible. Just like making everything completely separate.
Yeah, to like add to that is like make sure the email address you use for your social media accounts for your content creator stuff is different than the email address you share publicly for partnerships. Like if you share that partnership email, people might start trying to get into your social media. So make sure those are two separate. You're just gonna have a lot of email accounts.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
also important to figure out, like, for your streamer friends, the friends you do share some of your private information with, are they trustworthy and do they understand which stuff they are allowed to share? Like, are they going to go on their stream and say, like, oh, I'm going out to dinner with this person, and now everyone knows they live close to each other? So, like, making sure your streamer friends also keep you safe and you keep each other safe.
Your name. Don't say your age on the internet. Like, if you want people to like give you a birthday present, say like, okay, this is my birthday month and day, but like, don't say the year. If you're someone that is not supposed to be on Twitch, don't say your age. Just get off the internet, bro. Go play with Barbies or toys or whatever you do as a kid.
I think the age which is 13 right now.
Ban hammers everywhere.
I think it's like 13 or 14, but you have to have a parent if you're younger than that. Like I've seen, there's like one kid who's like just really good at Apex, and he's like 8 years old, and he just sits there with his dad. Like, we all know what a penis looks like, unfortunately. And
Can you skip me?
okay, we'll start with Cthulhu.
So for like my content, I'm very like interactive with my chat, and like I also kind of like go through like my own story with streaming, like one to like educate other people, and two just to kind of like if people do want to get into streaming, like here's kind of how I did it, don't give up type thing. So I'm very interactive with them, like just talking to them on that kind of front. But I also try to educate them as best as I can, especially with like internet things. Like let's say like someone comes in and says like their actual name or where they are. I do have a chat delay already in place, just so my mods can filter through things like that. And if they see something like that, they can delete it. But I can obviously see the message as well. But kind of like going and saying like broadly like, hey, we're don't share any like personal information. Here's why, because people on the internet are weird, and kind of like explaining through like that instead of just deleting that message and like not saying anything about it to where that viewer is just like, oh, why did they delete my message about me living somewhere? Just like education is a very, very like important thing because it's not taught really in schools. It's kind of one of those things that you have to learn. So just education is very, very important, especially when you have a platform.
Okay, so when it comes to my content, the rule is very simple. Better not bring your kids. I am not for families. I am not for children at all. And I think that the best way that I can communicate that and also encourage others who are starting out in streaming is, and this is something I'm actively working on, is timers and commands for the bots.
I also have commands. I have like a rules command and like a boundaries command. So if I see maybe someone says some personal information in chat, but I don't want to just kind of like harp on that chatter because it can be kind of awkward, and also you don't want to draw attention to it. You can just kind of delete the message, pop that command, and then you're just kind of like good to go. I do that. Same thing with boundaries. If someone maybe says something, or like I don't know, calls me mommy or something in chat, like I drop the boundaries command, and then like we're good to go. So
Keep things private. Don't give out any, identifiable or financial information. People say VPNs are useless, but they can actually help in a couple of ways. They can hide your IP address, which hides your home network, which can help hide your location. That's a good thing. And a good VPN will let you stream just fine. you'll want to pick a server close to both the Twitch data center you're using and the games data center, and that could get complicated, but it's still a thing to consider.
People are very creative, okay? If they want to know some information, they will find it. You don't want to be private? Well, I guess tell everybody, hey, I live here. But also, I wouldn't recommend doing that. That's just a bad idea in general. That just doesn't sound fun.
As I was gonna say, don't post pictures at like local fresh restaurants that only exist in your small town. Don't do that, and don't post anything in real time. If you go to a convention, unless you are literally doing a meetup, post pictures like the next day or a few days later. Like, just
Oh yeah,
keep
anywhere
yourself
you go,
safe.
post it next week.
If you meet like a celebrity you love, like if you
Mhm.
actually respect them and you get them to take a picture with you, don't you wait weeks to post that, because the
Yep.
last thing they need is lots of people crowding them, and they gave you a chance.
People are crazy.
Please be knowledgeable about what information you're posting and don't just go around willy-nilly being like, hey, you know my name? Like, you're not the Joker, okay? We don't want to know how you got these scars.
You want to know my social security?
And don't be afraid to ban people, to be honest. My mods kind of take care of that for me. I'm very open. I'm the most laid back streamer, to be honest. But like, yeah, if someone's being annoying, just ban them. Just ban them. What's one less viewer gonna do? You know, you'll gain another viewer the next day. All right.
How can streamers navigate the evolving landscape of just privacy concerns and maintain a sense of control over their online presence? Because I don't know if anybody saw, but there's that one situation where a higher up, like, partner male streamer basically had deep faked videos of a lot of other popular streamers that he was literally friends with, and he wasn't watching it on stream, but he had the videos pulled up on stream, and then chat was like, wait a minute, what is that? And he basically just like lied and was like, oh yeah, I just accidentally clicked on this, I just randomly found this. But it's literally like kind of ruining people's lives, because if you have some random video, someone can literally, like, if you show it to like an older person, they may literally just think that's straight up the person. There was the whole situation like last week of the AI Taylor Swift photos on Twitter, and thankfully like those got taken down pretty fast, but like things like that can be very damaging. So I kind of just want to get everybody's thoughts on this as like our one final topic, because I know AI is popular right now.
May I suggest VTubing?
I get it. She's a celebrity and she has money, but it's like other people have been asking them to take it down. And Taylor's got her took down with a quickness. Why has that not been implemented to all the other people who have filed reports?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
money
As someone who
talks.
is sadly a Swiftie, they took down the search terms on Twitter for her, but they for that whole topic, but they can't do that for anyone else or anything.
It happened so fast too. I was like, what the hell? Like, that Drake thing was up for so long, and I'm pretty sure it's still up. I'm just like, we're not gonna remove other people's stuff.
They figure they can't afford to care about everyone. They're not doing it because it's not profitable. That is the simple truth. It's horrible, but it's the way that's the way it goes, at least for now.
Like, if a random person comes in your stream and is like, hey, can you send me like a selfie? Don't do it.
I had someone recently actually ask me to send butthole on Twitter.
So if you want to
Oh,
protect your
goodness.
pictures, there's a tool called Nightshade that you can run your pictures through, and it will kind of like there's glaze as well. It'll create a layer that kind of prevents it from being used for AI. So that is one thing you can do. Like, even with like your little Instagram selfies, if you're really afraid of that, just go ahead and run it through that to just be a little safer, to keep yourself safe. But like with all of the deep fakes, like it's going around schools right now and it's terrible, especially for women. Like the best thing right now is to advocate against it and trying to do whatever you can to speak out, to make sure people care about others, not just Taylor Swift, to make things happen.
Lying, okay? Lying works. Just lie about who you are.
That's cool.
Lie about what you look like, okay? And no one will ever know. Just don't mess up, okay?
That's right.
I live in Alaska. You would never
Dude,
know.
I'm in North Dakota.
Is that a place?
I don't even know where North Dakota is.
Is North Dakota a state, or is that like?
That's a state, I think.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought there was
I think
only
it's
like
a
North
state.
Carolina and South Carolina. I didn't know anything else existed that said North or
There's
South.
North
in it.
and South Dakota.
Oh, it is always better to be safe than sorry. Don't let anything escalate way more than it should be. And if you just don't feel safe, remove yourself from the situation.
Well, goodbye, everyone.
Moral of the
Perfect, yeah.
story: ban and
Thanks for
lie.
hanging with us.
Ban and lie.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, or guy
Right.
boss, or they
Yep.
boss, whatever you are, boss.
Please have a good rest of your night, morning, afternoon, night, just depending on where you are.